Hello, Sambolani. My name is Tata Kumalo, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Today, I am going to do a review of the first 6 months in 2024 of experimenting with fragrances. A little bit of a backstory. So, I am a person that didn't really believe much in fragrances. I wasn't really fascinated by it. So I believed you take a bath, you take a shower, and you go on about your day. There's no need to be spraying things on. If you're clean, you're clean. Until I entered the job market, right? I went into corporate. And when you're in corporate and you're greeting people or you're entering a lift, you're hugging people, handshaking, and you just smell whiffs of good fragrances. And I was like, okay, I kind of get it now. I kind of get it. Let me go try out some fragrances. And so that's when my journey with fragrances actually started, when I entered the job market. Okay, Heike, then it was on. I went to, I think, Foschini or Truworths. I can't really remember. But Foschini or Truworths are basically shops that predominantly sell clothing, but they also have a makeup section and you can buy fragrances as well. So I made my way there, and I think already the first 2 or 3 fragrances I was introduced to YSL Black Opium. I mean, that sales assistant really, really loved the YSL Black Opium. And I sprayed it on and I fell in love. I fell in love with YSL Black Opium immediately. There was no doubt in my mind. I mean, I carried on smelling other fragrances for the sake of doing it, but I genuinely was settled on the YSL Black Opium, and I have been wearing it ever since. This is years and years and years and years ago, right? So that was pretty much my fragrance. And then a couple of months later, if not a year later, there was a sale at Discam. So Discam, for someone who lives in the UK, is like Boots. Yeah, Discam is like Boots. So they have like a fragrance sales twice a year. So I went to one of these fragrance sales, and they're really good. They're like 15% off, 20% off, that type of situation. So I went to Discam and again just experimented, smelled a lot of fragrances, and I think I settled with Alien Muglier. So these then, the YSL Black Opium and the Alien Muglier, became my signature scent. I probably wear YSL Black Opium more than I do Alien Muglier. So if you know me, you've probably smelt the YSL Black Opium. But honestly, I really, 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 really love them both. They're right over here. This is the YSL Black Opium, the original first one, and the Alien Muglier. Uh, I love, these are my fighters. These are my fighters. These are my girls. I think it's worth just going through the notes for the Alien Muglier and the YSL Black Opium. So YSL top notes is pear, pink pepper, orange blossom. The middle notes are coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, licorice. Base notes are vanilla, patchouli, cedar, and cashmere wood. Okay, that's Black Opium. Alien Muglier, top notes are jasmine and mandarin orange. So I think what's familiar with the two is that the top notes both have orange. Okay, YSL Black Opium has orange blossom, Alien Muglier has mandarin orange. Mid notes are jasmine, cashmere, gardenia, and the base notes are ambergris. I hope I'm saying that right. White amber and vanilla. So for me, I think these are siblings, same mom and dad, but Alien Muglier is the younger sister, and YSL Black Opium is definitely the older sister. She's in corporate, she's grown, she's sexy, she's got her own money, she's got a cute car, she's got an apartment. Like she's grown. She's grown, but not older grown. She's still young, but she's got her life together. She's got a corporate job, she's got her life together. And this is the fun younger sister. For me, they have the same ingredients, maybe just different levels, so there's vanilla. I think both have vanilla as a base note, right? They have cashmere as well. The base note for YSL Black Opium has cashmere, and Alien Mugler has cashmere as a mid note. And like I said, the top note, both of them have orange. So they're both gourmand and a little bit of floral. But I think for me, it makes sense why I like the YSL Black Opium, because you think about the coffee, you think about the licorice. Mm. So those were my fragrances for years and years. And at some point, I was like, look, I really would like to experiment with other fragrances. I wanted to add one or two more fragrances to this family of mine. And so I've been trying to smell fragrances here and there, but I think 2024 is when I decided to actually take it seriously. So one of the things I did, I think in 2021, I was still like kind of smelling around the scents that I'd like. And at the time, so I think I just moved to the UK. So this would have been December 2021 or early 2022. And this girl, Carolina Herrera, was so popular. I'm not too sure which year she came out, but at the time that I bought it, which would have been early 2022, she was still the girl. I think the attraction was the bottle itself. I mean, it's really really iconic. But I hated it. I hated it. I think I still have. I probably finished this in 2024. I finished this year. I hated this fragrance with my entire soul. I didn't get it. I just did not understand what the attraction was. I was even wondering, did everyone get it because of the bottle? And then, because I remember going to, oh, what's that shop? It's not House of Fraser. Oh, I forgot. Um, or John Lewis, I think. And just spraying around perfumes. I actually was with a friend of mine. And I was like, it really was an impulse buy. And I don't really impulse buy fragrances. But I was like, okay, this seems okay. Let me just buy it. And I just bought it. Ugh, I hated it so much. I hated it so much. But let me get some of the notes of this perfume. This perfume has, as the top note, has almond, coffee, bergamot, and lemon. Okay. Middle note, tuberose, jasmine, orange blossom, orris, Bulgarian rose. Base note, tonka bean, coca, vanilla, praline, sandalwood, musk, cashmere, amber, cinnamon, patchouli, and cedar. For me, when I saw the notes, I was like, first of all, you're doing too much. You are doing too much. I feel like there's a lot, there's too much happening in this fragrance. I also get why I might have smelt it first and randomly said, okay, this is cute. It might work, because some of the notes are familiar, right? So if you look at your coffee, orange blossom, vanilla, amber, cedar, patchouli, I'm like, okay, I've smelt this before. This is familiar. This is not far off, because these two girlies have the same ingredients. But where's the problem? First of all, it's too many things happening, I feel. And then I think the top notes for me bother me. But almond and coffee and lemon and bergamot at the top, it just cornered off. And I'm not a fragrance person, so I can't even tell you whether coffee and lemon just doesn't taste appealing to me. It doesn't taste appealing. And then you have so much happening at the base note. You've got musk. I'm typically not a person that likes musk, but I feel like if it's not too harmful and it's a base note and it's a hint of it, I might be okay with it. But I'm not a person who typically will reach out for a musk scent. I love praline, love patchouli. I'm good with vanilla, good with cedar. There's too much happening. There's too much happening. I just think it's one of those where you're just like, please calm down. Calm down. Hated this fragrance. It took me from early 2020 till early 2024 when I was forcing myself. I remember I went to the office, 2024, went to the office. I sprayed it on. I sprayed a lot of it on. And I said to my colleagues, I'm trying out a new fragrance and I absolutely hated. How do I smell like? My colleagues were like, oh, you smell fine. It's okay. It's a nice perfume. Oh, I have struggled. Anyways, needless to say, I will never buy this again. So obviously, because the Carolina Herrera was, I hope I'm saying that name, was obviously an epic fail, I just went back home. I went back home and I was like, okay, no more trying around for a while. 2024, I then decided, no, let's go ahead and experiment with fragrances. I made my way to Sephora without a specific target of what fragrance I'm looking for. I was just like, let me go to Sephora, give myself time to just walk around and smell a couple of things. I didn't wear fragrance that day. I was like, I'm just gonna walk around and really be patient. And I don't like shopping. I'm gonna be patient and really give myself the chance to smell every fragrance that I can smell. Get to Sephora. Immediately when I walk in, I see Kayali fragrances. I hope I'm saying it right. I see Kayali fragrances. And the one at the door, which I think was being promoted at the time, was Lychee. Immediately I sprayed it on. I was attracted by the bottle. And I like a lychee smell. It's a fruity smell. And I loved it. It was very sweet smell, but true to the fruit. I was like, yeah, I am smelling a lychee. I haven't eaten a lychee in such a long time, but I was like, yeah, man, I'm smelling a lychee, Lana. I really, really loved it. And then as I was walking around, I think I saw Pistachio Gelato as well. Sprayed it on, fell in love again. On the same day, I think I also tried out. Then because those two were working so well, I just went to the Kayali section and I think I sprayed Eden Apple. And there was a fourth one, Pink Pepper. Sprayed those, was pretty happy with those. I think I had those on my skin. I think I had all four of those on my skin. Tried out other fragrances, wasn't really sold on anything. The first thing that caught my attention is by the time I made my way to my second destination, I think I could still smell some of them, but not really. The one fragrance that fought until early evening was probably Pink Pepper. So that was really, really disappointing. Immediately I was like, okay, I've just sprayed you around midday, 1 o'clock. It's about 6 o'clock now and I'm only smelling one of you. So that was immediately disappointing. Upon doing further research, I did learn that Kayali really struggles with just durability of their fragrances. So that wasn't just in my head. What attracted me though to Kayali fragrances was that I don't have to think about what I'm smelling. The bottle pretty much comes with the ingredients themselves, and I really really enjoyed that. I think through my journey with smelling Kylie fragrances, that's when I also realized that I am a gourmand girly. Like, I want you to taste me, to eat me, to feel like you can bite into me. I love that. I love that. However, I don't necessarily want to smell too sweet. I think already out of the four, in terms of process of elimination, when I was deciding which ones to settle for, I was like, Eden Apple goes immediately. It's too sweet. It's sticky. Guys, I feel like it almost gave me a toothache. If you haven't smelt it before, think of toffee apple, right? That's what it's called in South Africa. So this is an apple, and then they dip it in melted sugar. So we call it toffee apple. I don't know what it's called in other countries. It smells like that. Immediately when I smelled it, I was like, okay, this is a smell of a toffee apple. So I immediately canceled that one out. Too sweet, too sticky. And then process of elimination again, I also cancelled lychee on the same account. It is less sweet than the Eden apple, but again, still too sweet for my liking. Still too fruity for my liking, like Eden apple. So then I settled with Kayali and pink pepper. So the decision for me to buy the travel sizes instead of buying the bigger bottles was, at that price point, I think for me, you need to be more durable. These fragrances were not durable even to an hour, except, like I said, pink pepper. Pink pepper was the one that pushed through for another 2 to 3 hours. Barely so, but it pushed through. The others barely did. So for me, I was like, at that price point, I might love you, but you're just not worth the investment. For me, a fragrance needs to be durable. I don't want to need to carry a smaller version of you just so I can refresh every 3 or 4 hours. No, I really don't want to do that. At that price point, you need to perform. So let's start with the review of the Pistachio Gelato. I was very excited about this. I love anything with a pistachio flavoring, and I'm saying flavoring because I don't like nuts. I don't like eating nuts. They taste awful to me, so obviously I don't like pistachio nuts. However, pistachio ice cream, pistachio cheesecake, pistachio gelato, pistachio cake, pistachio milkshake, anything with pistachio, I'm jumping on it. I love any pistachio flavoring. So I was particularly excited for this fragrance. Guysini, I think I was caught off guard because when I sprayed these fragrances initially, I was spraying so many of them that I didn't notice what this smelled like once it settled. When you spray this on, you get the pistachio gelato, the creaminess, the nuttiness, the marshmallow. You get it immediately. And then it sits. And then it sits. When it sits, you smell like soap. You smell like laundry detergent. No. I have never been this disappointed in my life. Let's get the notes of this fragrance. Okay. Again, just like Carolina Herrera, it's doing too much. There's a lot happening. Top notes: pistachio, ice cream, bergamot, hazelnut, rum, cardamom. Very fun, very exciting. I get it, right? I didn't even think I'm the type of person who would enjoy a fragrance that has a top note and with an alcohol like rum or something. But I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Like to just ease out the sweetness from the pistachio and the ice cream, it makes sense. Middle notes: lily of the valley, pear, jasmine, peony, raspberry, white peach. Fantastic. There's pear in there, white peach. These are smells that are not overpowering. They're not doing too much. Base note: whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, tonka bean. This looks like Turkish delight. I'm not going to pronounce the word because I don't know how to. Sandalwood, coca, and cedar. Love that, right? I get the sweetness of the cotton candy, marshmallow, whipped cream. It just goes with the whole theme of it being a gelato. I get it. I just don't know where the soapiness comes from. I don't get where the soapiness comes from, but it's there. It's there. Where is the soap, laundry detergent smell come from? I think I just need a fragrance expert to just piece it together and say it's because the top note has this and the middle note has that and the base note has that, and when you combine those, you get the. Because in my mind I was like, is this a mask thing? Like, but there's no mask here, nothing. And maybe I'm not as much of a gourmand girly as I think. I think for me, I do need some, but not too much. Yeah. I struggled to figure out where the soapiness comes from. So I struggled with this. 100% will never buy again. Okay, on a lighter note, let's go into pink, sweet diamond pink pepper. I love this fragrance. Oh goodness, I'm not wearing anything today because I wanted to be able to spray myself and just enjoy. Oh, I love this. Pink pepper, I loved immediately. And like I said, out of the 4 that I sprayed, this one had more durability. Pink pepper is very sexy, very seductive. It's pink, it's girly, it's flirty as well. Like, I want you to smell me and smell the spiciness and be like, you wanna eat me up, but I'm not sweet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a meal. I'm a grown meal. I love the spiciness of it. Oh my gosh, I love pink pepper. I think pink pepper is so beautiful for a date night situation. You're out on a date, first date, you're with your man. Guys, pink pepper is that girl. Pink pepper is that girl. So let's see the notes for pink pepper. Okay, so pink pepper has pink pepper, obviously, saffron, bergamot, royal lily. Get it? Middle note is Bulgarian rose, May rose, vanilla, and magnolia. Base note, you have sandalwood, you have musk, you have amber, and you have patchouli. I think this has it has notes that really complement each other. The pink pepper with the rose really makes sense. Those would complement each other. And then you have the things that will bring out the spiciness, your saffrons, your sandalwood. It makes sense, right? The patchouli against the pink pepper. Come on, date night fragrance. This I would probably buy again, and it would still be travel size. I don't desire to wear this all the time. I definitely don't desire to wear this at work. I'd probably wear it for a cute girly brunch and wear it for date night, but it's not something I think about reaching to on a regular basis. Definitely not. But I love it, and I think this for me is enough because it will last me longer since I don't typically reach out for it. And then lastly, in my experiments of fragrances, around the same time that I went to Sephora to smell the fragrances, I also went to Boots. And when I got to Boots, there was a lot of Gucci fragrances on display. So Gucci was or is still going through its floral moment. And so I started smelling around and I was immediately attracted to Gucci Bloom. I loved the bottle, the retro bottle, everything. And so I was attracted to Gucci Bloom. I did a full review on my birthday vlog, so I won't do that again. But I just wanted to go through the notes because I'm just trying to see if there's a common thread in terms of what I like smelling like, you know? So with the Gucci Bloom, top notes has pear, ginger, mandarin orange. Middle note, tuberose, night blooming jasmine, jasmine sambac, and orange blossom. And it also has patchouli, moss, and coconut as the base note. Again, it makes sense why I think I've finished this bottle. I smelt it at the shop and I was like, I'm not sure, but I can make it work. Kind of like how I felt about this girly. I was like, I'm not sure. Smells familiar and I can make it work. You know the ones where I'm not sure, but it smells familiar, I can make it work? Big mistake. I didn't hate the smell. I still think that it smells quite good. I still think that it makes sense why it should be part of the collective. It makes sense. I 100% don't hate the smell as much as I hate this. In fact, I do think I like the smell. I might not love it, but I do think I like it. I think it pairs well as a base note. So you start off with it as a base note and then you add any one of these two as a top spray. You know, so spray this little bit at the bottom, just a little bit, and then you finish off with these two. What I hated about this, again, for me, at this price point, you need to do your work. You need to come to work and stay there for a couple of hours. You need to stay there for longer than 4 hours. You need to be durable. This is so disappointing. When I did my birthday vlog, I think I said it lasts for 3 to 4 hours. I lied.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Let me tell you, when I went to Switzerland, and I'm mentioning this because we were in a train with a friend of mine. We put our bags down. She went to the bathroom. During that time, I was like, oh, we've been walking. I spray myself with this because this is the fragrance I took with because I just wanted to finish it. Sprayed myself, put in the bag. When she came back, I was like, can you smell like the fact that I've sprayed perfume? Can you smell something? She was like, no, I can't. This is a train, a closed environment, no open windows. Okay, there weren't a lot of people around us, so because I hate people that spray around in public like that. And she couldn't smell it. I was like, that's it, I'm done. It's not worth it. Not at this price point, guys. At this price point, you need to push a good 4 hours. And I understand there are perfumes that are more expensive, but this is still pricey. So I don't hate the smell. In fact, the smell pairs in well with the rest of this family, but no. This one actually made me angry because I actually do like the smell. So I think now, having done a 6-month review of my fragrances, even though I'm not too sure what type of smell I like to go for, I know for sure that what seems to be the common thread of all those fragrances is that the ones that I'm attracted to is that they all seem to have as a base note patchouli. Most of them have cedar, so woody type of smell. Most of them also seem to have vanilla as a base or a middle note. Most of them also seem to have some kind of white smell that's not too overpowering. So your white floral smell, something that's there but it's not too overpowering. So I think those ingredients, your patchouli, your cedar or sandalwood, vanilla, seem to be the three components that make my fragrances, but these are must be like the base note or the middle note. That's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. I also do seem to be attracted to, I think I am a gourmand girly. I like to smell like a snack, but I also don't like smelling too sweet, right? That's why the Kayali sweet fragrances just did not hit it for me. I love them at the store. I can appreciate the smell, but they will never be part of the collection. So I'm still not sure if I like a spicy smell, a warmer smell. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to uh, box myself into, oh, I'm a gourmand girly, I'm a this girly, or I love it. No. All I know is there must be patchouli, there must be cedar or sandalwood, and there must be vanilla as a base or middle note, not top notes. That's all I know right now. That's all I know. Right. With that being said, I do want to introduce as a final note, with as not much detail, is that I did get myself a spraying mist or spraying mist. I couldn't decide which one I particularly liked. So when I saw the box of 5, I was like, okay, let me get the box. This is a spraying mist, guys. As a grown ass woman, you don't need a spray mist. You don't. Okay, you don't need a spray mist. I think I bought it now around the summer because I was like, sometimes when you're out in the heat for a long period of time, you do want to freshen up, but not necessarily put on perfume, because you don't want something maybe that sticks to your skin, but you kind of like just want freshness in the air. So I bought the spray mist, and guys, this is why we left spray mists after high school or varsity. This is why we left them there. These are the things you spray when you are out and about in school and you've been doing sports and now you're going back to class, so you're making your way home, so you quickly spray yourself just to feel fresh, and you let that be. You don't need this. This is a higher end product. Don't get caught up. You don't need this. I can assure you. This will last you. It'll freshen up the air for a good 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then it's done. It's a spraying mist after all. We can leave this to the high school girlies. I'm still gonna use it because I have it. I might give some of it away if I still have it. By the time I go to South Africa, give some of it to my niece. But there's no need to have it. I will say though that these do complement a lot of fragrances. So you really are spoiled for choice. When I am wearing any one of these two or the Gucci Bloom, I can quickly just grab the purple bottle, which is 59, and that has vanilla, orchard, sandalwood, and sugared violet. So it makes sense. The number 40, that's a darker pink compared to this other pink. So the number 40 has black amber plum, vanilla woods, and musk. I think for me, interestingly enough, the one where I would say you can give this to a boy child, or you can give this to a man or a lady who likes a more masculine smelling fragrance, is number 87. So I found that to be interesting. The number 87, which is the lighter yellow. I found that one with it's tuberose, coconut milk, and the warm sand. I don't know if it's because of the warm sand that you have, it just presents more masculine. You also have 62. This 62 might be my favorite, right? The pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla. I don't know. But yeah, there's no need for you to buy or own any of this. If you get it as a gift, great. I think also with me experimenting with fragrances, I quickly saw how you can get lost in the world of fragrances. You know, we look on social media and you have your fragrance influencers or just your normal influencers, and you see how people are building up their fragrance collections. People have cupboards full of fragrances. They have their fragrances on display at the back when they're talking, and you can get lost in that world. Fragrances are expensive. I think that's very important to remember. Fragrances are expensive. And if you get lost in it, you'll find yourself in trouble from a financial perspective because they're fun, you know. They're fun and you can get lost in it, and they look aesthetically pleasing. If you're going to build up a collection because you're genuinely passionate about it, I think it should be mindful. It shouldn't be done blindly. You should probably also be getting fragrances that you're actually going to use, because I do feel from what I've seen from other influencers is that they might have a wardrobe full or a shelf full of fragrances, but they still lean into four that they use most of the time. You know what I mean? And I caught on that very quickly. That's why I think for me, going forward in the next 6 months, I'm going to carry on experimenting. I think by the end of the year, I do want to add something to my collection. Even if it's one, I'm happy with that. I'm not interested in building up a big collection. I'm just not interested in having 6, 10, 15, a wardrobe full of scents. It just doesn't interest me in that way. So I'm glad that fragrances are not that thing for me. So I think adding one or two is the maximum I'm willing to do. I'm pretty much happy with that. Yeah, so we'll carry on experimenting. I will be buying a bit more sample sizes, play around with with samples, and if I like something, I might just settle on the travel size maybe, um, before going ahead and buying a bigger bottle like I invested in the Gucci Bloom. So yeah, that was it. It's been fun. It's been fun. I can't wait for the next 6 months. The next 6 months, I'm going to be very adventurous. I'm reaching out of the box here. I'm really going to try out a bit more reaching out than I've done already. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.